So we were talking about the human heart. The human heart has four chambers and two small chambers, atria, and two large chambers, ventricle. There is a muscular wall in the middle of these chambers between the atrium and the ventricles, which divides the heart into right half and the left half to prevent the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. A very important point. What is the function of septum? To prevent the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. That means the right half of our heart contains the deoxygenated blood and the left half of our heart contains the oxygenated blood. So talking about the heart, this is the external structure of the heart. We'll talk about it. Now talking to what is the structure of the heart. This is the structure of the heart internally. Externally it looks like this. It is the heart is of the our human heart is the size of a hollow muscular organ. It is the size of our clenched fist. It contracts regularly and continuously it pumps blood to the various parts of the body. Its average weight is 300 grams in males and 250 grams in females. So the size of the heart is 12 into 9 centimeter. And it is reddish brown in color and conical in shape. You can see it's almost conical in shape. It is somewhat the point of that cone triangle is towards the left hand side. That is why most of the people say our heart is towards the left. Actually it is not. It is in the center, but its point, that conical point, is towards the left, because of which and that left part is a part which pumps blood with the highest pressure. Hence, because it makes a lot of sound and it makes a lot of movement, hence we say that our heart lies in the left part. Actually it is in the center. Then the heart is covered by a two-layered sac, surrounded by a tough two-layered sac. It's called a pericardium. Okay, this two-layered sac, that means inside this sac, between these two layers will be a fluid. Again, that fluid is called the pericardial fluid, which found in that cavity of pericardium, two layers of pericardium. Okay, so now the structure, it is a double pump. It is divided by the septa into two halves, I told you. So here you can see the two atrium or auricles. The first auricle is this one. This is the right auricle. Here this side it is the left auricle. So this one is the right auricle and this one is the left auricle. Then here this is the right ventricle and this is the left ventricle. Now the coronary artery, the artery which supplies blood to the heart and which takes impure blood from the heart into the veins, okay, into the vena cavas. So two atria and two ventricles. Then veins, this is a vein which brings blood from the body, upper part of the body and lower part of the body, and supplies it to the atrium, okay, to the right auricle. Then these are the two arteries which carry blood from the ventricles into the away from the heart into the whole body, into each and every cell. Then the heart, this is a heart. You can see here first the vena cava from head and body. Here I have written here the vena cava. It brings blood from the head and the body. That means impure blood. Vena cava is a main vein. There is a superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. The superior vena cava brings blood from the head portion, from the neck and the head, and the inferior vena cava brings the blood from the abdominal regions. Okay, then this opens into the, you can see the blood comes into the right atrium, right auricle, and from there it flows through the valves into the right ventricle. This is the right ventricle. This is the right ventricle, and from the right ventricle this impure blood is carried through the pulmonary artery into the lungs for purification. After that, after it goes into the lungs, it is purified. It is brought back through the pulmonary vein from the lungs into the left auricle. From the left auricle through the valves it will enter the left ventricle. From the left ventricle it is pumped with a high pressure and high speed into the aorta. That this aorta is soon after it is divided into the upper part and lower aorta. The upper aorta will take to the head and the neck region, and the rest lower aorta will take to the lower part of our body. Then the structure of the human heart from inside, you can see here the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. Both of them join before entering into the right auricle, and here they then they are led into the right ventricle by tricuspid valves. You can see here this purple colored outline of the heart. This is the septum, which divides or right part of the heart from the left part of the heart. Okay, so now this blood from the right which flows in the right side is the venous blood, and that which flows in the right side is the pure blood, oxygenated blood. Now this impure blood is passed from the right ventricle into the pulmonary arteries for purification. Because it goes from the heart, out from the heart, it is an artery, and because it goes into the lungs, so its name is pulmonary artery. Now it goes into the lungs. It has gone into the lungs, this pulmonary artery, and now after the work of the lungs is to purify it. It will purify means remove the carbon dioxide and enter oxygen into the blood. That blood will come through the pulmonary veins. Two pulmonary veins enter into left atrium from one side, from one lungs, and two from the right lungs, it will enter into the left atrium. So 4 pulmonary veins enter into the lungs, into the left atrium. So these 4 of them contain pure blood, and this blood is then pumped into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, it is pushed into this left ventricle is separated from the left auricle by bicuspid valves. Okay, and the right ventricle is separated from the right auricle by tricuspid valves. Then again there is another pulmonary valve in pulmonary artery, and then left ventricle pumps the blood into the aorta, and there is a valve known as the aortic valve, and this aorta soon after it divides towards the head and body parts. You can see then it goes down and supplies blood to the whole of the body. So this is a process, and this is a structure of the heart which you have to draw, and you have to make it easy for yourself. You have to practice this drawing. Then come to the next. This blood the sound of the valves. They help in the stopping the blood, or they help in controlling the amount of blood that is flowing. So these are various valves are there: aortic semilunar valves, then tricuspid valve between the atriums and the ventricles, bicuspid valve again between the left and right auricle and ventricle, then pulmonary semilunar valve from the ventricle to pulmonary artery, and aortic semilunar valve from the ventricle to aorta. So these are the valves which control the flow of blood. Here you can see the blue colored ones are the main veins, and the red colored ones are the main arteries which carry blood away from the heart and which bring blood towards the heart. Then talking about the double circulation, this you can see here. I have told you before that the blood in the heart does not mix. Yes, it's that blue colored blood. It's going first. The actually path of the blood is that from the body it goes into the heart and then into the lungs. That means once it has come from the body into the heart and gone into the body part, that is the lungs once, but still it has not yet been pumped. Pure blood is not pumped. This blood which is going is the impure one. Now then again, once again from the lungs the blood is coming into the heart and it is pumped to the whole body. So here one circle of the blood flow occurs, but during this one circle the blood enters the heart twice. Because the blood has entered the heart twice, it is called a double circulation. Now this coming to this, you can see here the blood double circulation of the blood. Here the blood will enter into the here again you can see the blue blood. It goes into the lungs. Once it has entered the heart, gone into the lungs, then again from the lungs it will come into the heart and go to the whole body, where it is divided and where it gets collected again, and then again it enters the heart. So twice, because it enters the heart and one circulation is complete, that is called double circulation. This double circulation of blood, this is a diagram of double circulation that you have to draw whenever it is asked, because it is not possible for you to draw this diagram. If it is not possible, you can use this diagram. Here the purple colored one is there. This box is the heart, which shows the right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle, and then the lungs. Blood goes into the lungs, then from the left atrium into the ventricle, into the body, then here double circulation is completed. Okay, so when the blood flows from the right ventricle into the lungs and then it comes to the atrium, so this part of the blood flow is called as the pulmonary circulation. When the blood flows from the heart to the whole body, this part of the circulation is called systemic circulation. Okay, so these are the two parts of the double circulation. Coming to Why double circulation is necessary? Blood passes the heart twice in order to supply pure oxygen-rich blood to the cells to help them to perform their activities. This is possible if deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood are not mixed. So here it is important that deoxygenate, and this double circulation helps in keeping the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood away from each other. They never mix. So the types of heart in some animals, but in some animals it is that fish have a two-chambered venous heart. They do not have they do not get a pure blood. Their oxygen and carbon dioxide is mixed in their blood. Amphibians have three-chambered heart. They have two auricles and one ventricle. They also have a mixed type of blood. Reptiles have incompletely four-chambered heart, not well developed. Birds and mammals, they have four-chambered heart to fulfill their high energy needs. So they go on working, they have a high energy need. Now how does the heart work? Step 1 is that blood from the body enters into the through the venous or vena cava, it enters into the right ventricle. Simultaneously, blood from the lungs, pure blood from the lungs, enter into the left auricle. So now at this, when the blood enters into the lungs, it is necessary that the auricle should be expanded. Expanded means relaxed. So now these muscles of they are relaxed form, and then blood drains into the auricles. When the auricles are filled, the valves get a pressure, and then what happens? The atrium then contract and the valves open to allow blood into the ventricles. So then what happens? The valves will close. The atrium will put a pressure on the valves, and then blood will with pressure enter into the ventricles. At that time a heart sound is produced. Then what happens? This valves from the auricles, which is that this tricuspid and bicuspid valves will close, and the blood will, and this valves which open into the ventricles, into the aorta and into the pulmonary artery. So into the arteries, okay, that valve will open and the blood will flow, ventricles will contract and blood will flow into the aorta and pulmonary artery at the same time. Both the ventricles will contract. So again, at the same time the artery are relaxing and once again filling with the blood. So then this is a summary. So that is how, and that is the situation in which the heart is the relaxed position, okay, that is called diastole. And when the heart is in the contracting position, it is called systole. So once again I will tell you, the repeated rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart muscle is called the cardiac cycle. So this contraction and relaxation of heart muscle is called a cardiac cycle. Now contraction is called systole and relaxation is called diastole. I told you that relaxation is diastole. No, it is that relaxation is diastole and contraction is systole. Yes, that is correct. Then talking about the summary of what happens. So chambers of the heart made up of cardiac muscles, they contract in pairs. Deoxygenated blood from the vena cava enter into the right atrium. Simultaneously oxygenated blood from pulmonary vein enter into the left atrium. From the left atrium and right atrium it enters into the ventricles. From the ventricles through the pulmonary artery and through the aorta and then into the lungs and into the body simultaneously. So valves control, then heartbeat is up and up, then heartbeat is diastole and systole. Here I have told you, in diastole the heart expands, muscles relax, bicuspid and tricuspid valves open, that is between the atriums and the ventricles. Then arterial valves open and blood moves into the heart. In systole the heart contracts, muscles of ventricle contract, bicuspid and tricuspid valves close and the blood moves into the arteries. Okay, and the blood from the lungs, it goes into the lungs and into the body. So this is the process. Then what is pulse? You might have heard in the wrist, when you touch your wrist, then you can hear or you can feel the pumping of the heart, the relaxation and the beating of the heart. So this heartbeat, it sets up a wave of pressure in the artery. This is called pulse. It is equal to the heart, and this pulse can be measured with the help of a stethoscope. It is equal to the heartbeat of our heart. Okay, it is almost 72 times in adults. So, and rest in lymphatic system we will teach in the next period.